welcome back to English Grammar with PD. I am PD, and today we're going to talk about a different topic. But before we go to that, let's check the homework that I gave you. So, what's the correct sentence? Is it I'm a Japanese or I'm Japanese? Alright, so let's see. So, actually guys, the first sentence is correct. I'm a Japanese is a correct sentence. Does it mean that I'm Japanese is wrong? No, it's actually correct. So always remember guys, you can say I'm a Japanese or I'm Japanese. You can also say I'm a Filipino and I'm Filipino. Both sentences are correct. However, when it comes to the sentence pattern, this Japanese, I'm a Japanese, of course, this is a noun. How did I know that? Because the article a is there, meaning to say, article a is an adjective which modifies a noun. Therefore, the Japanese that we're talking about here is a noun because there's an article a. Right? And remember the grammar rule that I've told you before. I said singular count noun plus the article a or an. Right? Correct. So this is correct. Why? Because this is an adjective. Oh, sorry, this is a noun. Okay, second, this sentence is correct, but there's no article a, right? Therefore, the Japanese here that we're talking about is actually an adjective. You get it? So always remember, guys, if there's no article a, this becomes an adjective. So if you say, for example, I'm beautiful, I am beautiful, beautiful is adjective because there's no article a. Right? And of course, beautiful is always an adjective. However, when it comes to nationalities, it can either be a noun or it can also be an adjective. Okay? To give you further explanation, so first the sentence, I eat Japanese food. What do you think about Japanese here? Is it a person? Is it a noun or not? Okay, so as you can see here, we have food here. There is a noun here. Therefore, the Japanese that we're talking about here is not a noun. It's an adjective. Why? Because it gives information about the food. What kind of food do you love? Or what kind of food do you eat? It's Japanese food. Right? That's why, guys, the Japanese here is an adjective. However, if it's like this, I saw a Japanese, there's again an article a there, right? So article a plus noun. Therefore, we can say that the Japanese here is a noun. So again, guys, you can say when during if there is an interview, you could say, hello, I'm PD, I'm a Filipino. That's okay. You could also say, hello, I'm PD, I'm Filipino. Like that. So again, guys, I'm a Filipino or I'm Filipino are both correct. Now, let's move on to our next topic. So for today, we're going to talk about pronoun, right? So we have pronoun. Ta-da! Okay, so guys, when it comes to pronoun, for you to better understand that is that you have to divide the vocabulary into two. So the first one, we have pro, and we have here a noun, okay? What does it mean when you say pro? Okay, pro means agree. Right? Okay. So you agree. That's why you are pro. Okay. So for example, you are pro-life. Okay. When it comes to the topic of a sensitive topic about abortion, pro-life or not pro-life, something like that. So always remember, guys, when you say pro, you agree. Okay. There is an agreement to with or agreement to something. Okay. Next one. There is now a noun. So meaning to say agree with the noun. With a noun or with a noun whatsoever. Okay. So always remember, a pronoun must always agree with the noun. Okay. A pronoun must always agree with the noun. For example, the sentence here is that we say, Nika is here. Okay. And then we say, he is nice. Okay. So this is these are two sentences. These are two sentences together. So therefore, the second sentence has a connection to the first one. So, Nika is here, he is nice. Where is the pronoun? Okay, the pronoun here is he. Do you think that the pronoun is agreeing with the noun, which is Nika? No. Why? Because Nika, of course, is a girl. Therefore, it's wrong grammar. Although the grammar, the sentence pattern is correct, but then again, it's wrong grammar. Why? Because the meaning is wrong. It's like you're telling me that Nika is a boy, wherein from her name itself, we can also already know that she's a girl. So again, guys, the pronoun must always agree with the noun. Okay? That's it. It's very easy. Okay, now, so let's go with the different kinds of nouns. Okay, guys, there are different kinds of nouns around. If I'm not mistaken, there are 39 general pronouns. Okay, let's go first when we write a sentence. So if you write a sentence, we always write this way, right? Usually, one of the common sentence patterns is that we have the subject, okay, and we have the verb, of course, and then we have the object, right? That's how we usually write a sentence, okay? And then, guys, when it comes to the subject is always the topic in the sentence, and then the object, all right, there is always after the verb. So there is a verb and then there's an object. Always follow that arrangement. Subject is before the verb and object is after the verb, okay? Now let's go. So in this case, guys, the first group of pronoun is the subject pronoun. Okay, we have the subject pronoun. So again, guys, when we say subject pronoun, we have the I. Okay, I. All right. Why is it a subject? Because it's followed by a verb, which is am. Okay, we have also for the girl, she, he. Okay, we, they, you, and then you again, and then it. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so first one, we have the I. She is for the girl. He is for boy. We is for many. They is also for many. You is for singular, for only one. I'm talking to you are nice, for example, meaning to say you're talking about one person, or it could also be plural, many people. So for example, say you are all nice. You are all nice, or you could say you are nice, something like that. And then it, of course, is used for the things. Okay, so again, guys, these are the subject pronoun. We have the I, she, he, we, they, you, it. Okay, now let's move on with the object. Again, the object will be after the verb. Okay, so please write this down. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, we have object. We have the object pronoun. So we now have the me. Okay, me, her, him, them, us, it, you. Is it 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? Those ones. These are the object pronouns. So always remember, you will use this pronoun after the verb. Okay, now let's move on. 1, 2, 3, go. So after the subject and the object pronoun, let's move on now with the possessive adjective. Okay, so we have the possessive adjective. Okay, so when it comes to the possessive adjective, adjective plus noun. So meaning to say these are pronouns which are written before a noun. Okay, so always remember it's adjective plus noun. For example, my pen, alright, and then her pen, his pen, their pen, your pen, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, what are the others? Our pen, 7. And then we also write its pen, its cover, something like that. So again, we have the my. These ones are always before a noun. That's how you distinguish it. So if you say my, there must be a noun after it. What if there's no noun? Then it's wrong grammar. Because there must be a noun after them, right? You always say my pen, her pen, his pen, their pen, your pen, our pen, its pen. Yep. Maybe you give a dog a pen. That's why you say it's pen. Okay, now we have the possessive adjective. And then after that, we now have the possessive. We have the possessive adjective. We have the possessive pronoun. We have the possessive pronoun. Okay, so here guys, we do not put a noun after. There's no noun. Okay, so we say mine. Okay, mine, hers, his, theirs, yours, 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 ours, and then its, guys, we don't use it. Okay, so in here we only have 7. So we have mine, hers, his, theirs, yours, yours, ours. Okay, so we say the pen is mine, the pen is hers, the pen is his, the pen is theirs, the pen is yours, the pen is yours, the pen is ours, and we cannot say that the pen is its. Okay, it's wrong. You cannot say that. Alright, now let's move on to the next one, to the last one. We now have the reflexive pronoun. Okay, we now have here, guys, the reflexive pronoun. I'm not sure with my spelling. Could you please check my spelling? Is it reflexive? So anyways, we have the reflexive pronoun. It comes from the word reflection. Okay, it comes from the word reflection. So when you say reflection, when you are looking at the mirror and then you could see your face there, the face that you see on the mirror is your reflection. Okay, so anyways, we say reflexive pronoun because, again, when you are looking at the mirror, the person whom you see on the mirror is actually you. Therefore, guys, when you say reflexive pronoun, always remember that the subject in the sentence, okay, the subject and the object are the same. Okay, that's why we call it reflexive pronoun, because the subject and the object are the same. I repeat, if you are looking at the mirror and the reflection that you see on the mirror is actually you, right? They are the same people. Okay, so again, guys, when it comes to reflexive pronoun, the subject in the sentence and the object are the same. Okay, so for example, I say, I'll write first the reflexive pronouns. We have the myself, okay, himself. Guys, common mistakes or common wrong grammar is some people say himself. We don't say himself, okay, it's wrong. We have to say himself. And then we also say herself, okay, and then themselves. Now here, guys, as you can see, there is now selves because we're talking about many people, right? So self is singular, selves is plural. Okay, so we have myself, himself, herself, themselves, and then we have the singular, yourself. Okay, it's their self because it's singular. And then for plural, we have yourselves, selves because many, and then after that we also say itself. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There is one more missing. Ourselves. Okay, so the missing one is ourselves. Alright, so again, guys, we have here the ourselves, myself, himself, herself, themselves, yourself, yourselves, itself. So this is one of the common mistakes again. Guys, we don't say their selves. Okay? There's no their selves. It's themselves. There's no himself, we say himself. Alright, so again, guys, this is what we call the reflexive pronoun. So please copy, right? Oh, I love this vlog. So easy. I'll just write it. Okay, anyways, next one. So as I told you, the reflexive pronoun, the subject and the object are the same. Okay, so for example, we say she killed herself. And so here, guys, as you can see, I use a reflexive pronoun herself, so meaning to say the she here and the herself are the same. Therefore, she committed suicide, right? That's actually the point. But if I say she, oh sorry, this is killed. She killed her in here, there's no reflexive pronoun, right? So therefore, how many people are we talking about? There are two. Why? Because this is not a reflexive pronoun. It's just an object pronoun. So the she here is one person, and then the her here is another person. Therefore, this girl, she killed a girl, right? So again, guys, she killed her. There are two people. She killed herself. There is one person. You understand? Yes, very good. Okay, now let's move on. These days, guys, there is actually like updates when it comes to the grammar rule. Before, the traditional grammar rule is that we don't usually use the plural when we use the indefinite pronoun. So for example, we have here indefinite, meaning to say we are unsure of the sex. For example, someone, okay, someone was here and she or he forgot his or her wallet. Okay, so in this case, guys, as you can see here, we have here someone, meaning to say we don't know the sex of the person. That's why we say someone. So we use the was. Why did we use was? Because one is singular, right? Anyways, someone was here and she or he forgot his or her wallet. So as you can see, guys, we actually use the he or she, and then we have the his or her, right? Why are we using she or he? Because we don't know the sex of the person, right? We don't know if he is a boy or if she is a girl. That's why in the grammar rule we say she or he and then his or her. You get the point? Okay, so in this case, guys, always remember that this was a traditional rule, but nowadays, these days, some books are now being gender sensitive, because there is this argument which says if you only use the she or the he, you are only pertaining to a woman and a man. And then the argument goes that how about the bisexuals, the gays, the lesbians, and other kinds of genders? It's like you are neglecting the idea that they also exist. That's actually their argument. So therefore now, guys, you could see some books that would say they, although it's wrong grammar because it says someone, right? So some books would say they and then this would go with their. Alright, which is also acceptable. So some books or some speakers would say someone was here and they forgot their wallet. Okay, they actually use the they or the their. Why? Because they are being gender sensitive. They are accepting the idea that there are not only a woman or a man, but there are also other genders that we need to consider. Okay, so again, guys, these kinds of rules, deviation from the rule, because it's a deviation in a way that you're not following the grammar rule because it's grammatically wrong. As I told you before, they is used for plural, right? And then she or he is used for singular because someone is singular. Therefore, we can only use the she or he. However, we do not follow the grammar rule because of certain reasons. Okay, so whether it's gender sensitivity or whatsoever, but there is a reason why some people don't follow the grammar rule. However, guys, always remember when it comes to grammar, we have the writing grammar rule and we have the speaking grammar rule. Definitely, I suggest that you can use they or their in this situation when you are speaking, but never in writing. Okay, when it comes to writing, the grammar there is very, very specific and it must always follow the grammar rule. That's the reason why, guys, many are failing the IELTS writing because they need to be careful if they are using the formal grammar rule because maybe they're using the informal grammar rules. I'll give you an example. Many people in writing would say a lot of, right? Many people would say in writing, they would say there are a lot of people, right? However, to be honest, guys, a lot of is informal, okay? It's not really used when it comes to writing. Why? Because it's informal. What should I use then? Then you have to use many. are a plethora of, or plenty of, something like that, but we don't use a lot of when it comes to grammar writing, but it's commonly done, right, by many. So again, guys, when it comes to grammar, we have the speaking grammar rule, writing grammar rule, and not just that, we have also the English American grammar rule, and we have the British grammar rule. So guys, it's really confusing when you really try to teach or to even learn the English grammar. So again, guys, this has been your teacher PD, and goodbye.